to East Hampton Town ARB. We are live. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the August 28th, 2025 meeting of the Architects Review Board of the Town of East Hampton. We have 8 applications on the agenda this afternoon. The 9th was postponed by the applicant earlier today. We're also revisiting one application from our last meeting, and that'll be the very first one. Julie Akala, our secretary, is not with us today as she is at a training session mid-island. We welcome today Peter Bickford, who's to my left at the end, to our board as the alternate member. He will step in if a board member is absent or unable to attend. Today is his first meeting as he is stepping in for Frank Guittard, who's been traveling for a few weeks. Peter is a well-known local historic preservationist, having meticulously preserved a Talmadge farmhouse in Springs where he resides. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of our August 14th, 2025 meeting?
So moved.
Second, Diane, all in favor?
Aye.
So passed. The first item tonight is revisiting an application from last week that we've given further consideration to, and we've looked meticulously at the town code that governs this type of situation. And this is 22 Ashwood Court, Amagansett, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-150-10-13. So this is an application concerning a pair of antique European iron gates and posts with lanterns on top of the post. Upon further review of the town code, there is an allowance for an 8-foot tall gate if they are not on a public road and are far out of sight of a public road. These gates are several thousand feet off a public cul-de-sac up by the Amagansett train station off that road, and it's a private driveway that goes off the cul-de-sac, so it's deep in the woods and actually part of the Bell Estate subdivision. For gates 8 feet and the posts, the gates are 8 feet and the posts are 8 feet 4 inches. They may be approved in this situation without reaching for some sort of exceptional situation. We will require or ask that the 3-foot tall lanterns on top of the gates posts need to be removed. Any discussion on this, board members?
No, I think it's understandable. That's understandable and reasonable, given the location specifics of this situation.
Peter, Claire? Okay. So may I have a motion? First, we're going to do this in 2 parts. To rescind our resolution of August 14th requiring gates and posts to be no taller than 6 feet with the lamps removed. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. So we're now going to pass a new resolution for this. So this is 22 Ashwood Court, Amagansett, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-150-10-13. I'd like to introduce this new resolution for this property to approve the existing gates at 8 feet tall, the existing posts at 8 feet 4 inches, and with the understanding that the owner will remove the lanterns on the tops of the posts. May I have a motion to move this application forward as I just stated? Diane, second?
Second.
Chris, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so passed. Okay. Back to our regular agenda for this evening. Under business signs, this is sport time. It's a modification, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-166-3-9. And this is 385 Abrams Path in East Hampton. And Claire, this is yours.
Thank you, Chip. So this application relates to the replacement of the existing signs at Sport Time in Amagansett, which are located at Abraham's Path, 385 Abraham's Path, 320, and also on Town Lane. This board approved this request at our April 24th meeting with the condition that no phone numbers will appear on any of the signs. Since then, the applicant installed 3 of the freestanding signs. The only sign that hasn't been installed is the one above the entrance. So this first sign is, I'm sorry, do we have anybody here to speak on behalf of the applicant so we could go
Sure.
Harry Millard, owner of Hampton Signs.
Hampton Signs? Got it.
So if we can just go sign by sign, so we can see, so this one is the one on the Town Lane. Are there going to be any changes to this particular sign? Adding the phone number or?
I'm a little bit lost because I actually got caught in Amagansett and I didn't get back to my office to get the notes. Jennifer, do you have the picture of the 2 signs?
mean, this is so confusing to us because we've approved something, now you've asked for something else, that we're going to ask you to show the old sign and then the new sign
have that.
one by one, so we understand what the situation
Well, I
is.
believe the owner actually talked to you folks about adding his phone number back, and I thought he got it approved.
No, we agreed that we would discuss it at the meeting, yeah, but there wasn't approved, it has to be
Well,
approved.
that's what he
here.
told me.
But we agreed that we would, look at it and probably consider it and do it,
Yeah.
but it wasn't approved.
There's the,
So I guess the first question, I'm not sure if you can answer it, but this PDF shows us that this is the 385 Abraham's Path. How about the 320 and the town line? Are we adding the phone number to each of those signs or just this particular sign?
just that one.
Just this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the location where it is versus where the sign is in the building. He feels that more people will, be seeing that sign, but the building's not even there.
Okay.
Because the building's down a driveway?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, okay.
And we're also changing, I see the design for the you have underneath, you're going to add another panel that says multi-sport arena. If we compare the two, the one on the left and the one on the right.
Correct.
Oh,
We're using the same post.
right, same post, but a different, like a piece of PVC, right?
Correct.
And okay. Mm. And maybe, well, if we can go to the sign above the entrance as well. So this is the previous sign
Old sign,
or the
yeah.
current one that we have installed there. I believe we approved the same exact size on our previous meeting.
Correct.
So right now you would like to keep the same design as presented on our April meeting, but reduce the size
Correct.
of the sign?
And I don't know if you have the picture of it. He just wanted to change the outlet. He wanted to get sports time in the center.
We should have a
Yeah.
little picture somewhere there. Thank you.
No, that makes sense, yeah, yeah.
So much more. Okay, and if anybody from the board has any comments to this or the freestanding sign?
Just to be clear, it's actually the same size, right? It's not reduced in size. It's the same size, just a different logo set up graphically.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, we previously approved it was like 240 inches by 22 and a half, and now it's going to be 120 by 12 and a half.
Was that just a dimensional error on the application? Because, I mean, if you're
Visually, it's the same.
visually, it's the same.
Mhm.
Was the old application just wrong on the dimensions, or
I'm not really sure.
because it doesn't?
No, it's going to take up the same space as the existing sign that's there.
So it sounds like the last application
Had an error.
had an error in it.
Okay, so this sign is going to be how big?
120 by 12 and a half.
12 and a half inches tall and 120 inches long. Okay. 12 and a half inches tall isn't very big.
No, it's not.
Well, I believe when I measured previously, the existing sign was 214 by 22 and a half, so we will be reducing. I know this picture or
Yeah.
design intent doesn't show it, but
That's 12 and a half.
So, sir, is this correct? The sign's going to be 12 and a half inches tall?
Because if you look at the 3-foot doors on that entrance, that doesn't look like it's 12 and a half inches
No,
tall sign.
no.
We're checking. It's going to be the same height as the old one.
which I believe was 214 by 22 and a half.
Same height as the old ones.
That's 22 and a half inches tall.
22 and a half, which we approved on our previous meeting.
Right.
So the 12 and a half inches is an error.
Correct.
Oh, okay, so make sure we state this.
So the error is on the current
On the, yeah, on
application.
the,
We were right the first time, they were right the first time.
Okay.
Okay.
so we're not reducing the sign, just changing the previously approved design. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
And the phone number. all good with this?
The phone number is just for that one sign.
Just for that one sign.
385.
He's confirmed
Okay,
that.
so that's,
There are two signs shown there, the one that has one panel and the
Yeah, so it's the
number,
phone
and then the
number
other one
and the new design for the sport arena.
Yeah, the one on the right is what they're proposing.
You can zoom
Well, they're showing the old with the phone number, which doesn't exist.
in. Exactly. That was the proposed design for the old one.
so there's three new signs. There are the signs on the right, but two of them will not have the phone number. And they'll just have those two other panels, multi-sports arena and sports time.
From my understanding, this application is only for 385 Abraham's Path. So the 320 will be exactly how we approved it
320
last
has,
time.
the 320 has the multiple, it looks like multiple businesses, because that was
Same
more
on
of
the
a,
town lane, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, and this is the,
So
this is
we're
the
only dealing
one,
with two signs really now.
and this is the one on the main thoroughfare, which
Just one after.
is kind of cleaner looking.
Okay. Okay. So any comments on your side, sir?
No, we're all set.
Okay.
So are we okay with the new design and the phone
Yeah,
number?
yeah.
Okay, so in that case, I would like to approve this application for the freestanding sign at 385 Abraham's Path as presented.
Describe it.
So we are going to change the design, going to add the new panel, 18 inches, that says multi-sport arena, and we are going to also add the 6-inch PVC panel with the phone number of the business.
Correct.
And then the other side.
We are keeping the original design with the right dimension from our
As
April
approved.
You're
resolution.
changing the graphics, right?
No,
Correct.
It's already approved.
That was already
okay,
approved from
so
the
it's just-
previous one,
Okay.
though.
So one sign. Okay.
So
Grab
just
it.
this one.
Second,
I'll second.
Chris, all in favor?
I
Aye. Okay, so passed.
Thank you very much.
Okay. It's a lot of signs.
are confusing, isn't it?
Okay, moving right along, we're changed to commercial. This is the Amagansett Presbyterian Church, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 300-171-5-2. This is at 17 Meeting House Lane, Amagansett. Clara, this is also yours.
Okay, so this application is for newly renovated Scoville Hall in Amagansett, which was rebuilt after a fire a few years ago, and it serves as a community center. The applicant is requesting approval to add 15 feet by 18 feet at grade slate patio at the rear of the building. While the patio would be currently visible from the parking lot and the neighboring properties, the applicant is also proposing to plant a privet hedge, as shown on the submitted survey, to screen the patio from the view. So this is the view as you are pulling to the parking lot. The first picture was from the main street, from the Meeting House Lane, and you can see back there. There is where the applicant is proposing the patio. This is a little close-up. I don't know if you have anybody here to speak on behalf of the application. It's pretty straightforward.
Rowland.
Richard Whalen for the applicant. Correctly displayed where the patio would go. So if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them, but
It's pretty straightforward.
I got
Pretty
no
straightforward.
questions.
it's
It's
like,
one of the more modest proposals we've ever looked at.
Not even visible from the street.
Yeah, and it's going to be hedged.
Yeah.
Any questions, comments? No.
I have no comments. Looks great.
I think we're all fine with it.
Amazing.
thank you.
Well, he's got to make a motion, but you know.
So I would like to approve this application as presented.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. You bet. Moving on to fences, walls, gates, and berms. This is Suffolk County Tax Map Number 300-24-12-14. This is 91 Rutland Road in East Hampton, and just by odd coincidence, Clara, this is also yours.
Thank you. So this application to approve the existing gate, a driveway and pedestrian gate, was previously before the board on our March 27th meeting. The Rutland Road is very quiet road located in Clearwater Private Community in Springs. At the time, the applicant was asked to provide additional details, including some elevations, dimensions for a driveway and pedestrian gate, and also we stated the gate itself shouldn't be more than 5 feet. We can go to the second picture, please, Will. On our resolution, we also stated that the pillars should be reduced significantly. Do we have anybody here to speak on behalf of this application? Well, if I can ask you if you can just pull the one PDF we received, so I couldn't find any elevations. This is the document we received.
Is this the gentleman?
I'm sorry, sir. Are you here by any chance for the application of the Rutland Road?
Yes.
Perfect. Can you please step forward? Oh,
You come
Sir,
forward.
come forward. Please come up. We're going to ask you some questions, and please identify yourself.
Milton Kuchai. The address 91 Woodland Road.
Are you the owner?
Yes.
Okay.
okay. I guess can you tell us a little bit more about your design intent there and how you're planning to reduce the size and the overall look of the gate?
Yeah, I mean, I applied before for the permit, but it wasn't approved because they told me that it needs like 50% of
Opacity.
view. Yeah. So we changed now, but you can see it. But you know,
That's not 50%.
yeah, probably it's more than that. Yeah.
No.
No, all the gaps are the same size and all the boards are different sizes. So how could it be 50%?
It's an inch and a half space in between each room.
Right, but some of the boards are like 3 or 4 inches wide.
Is that metal structure that we're seeing that's the thicker
Yeah.
part?
Mhm.
Yeah, because I mean, and that's a sliding gate, right?
Yes.
So those really need a strong steel frame to hold up. They're essentially cantilevered. So that's what I think what we're seeing here is this structural steel painted black, sort of as inside or on the back side. Is it on the back side or is it sandwiched between?
Yeah, it's in between.
Between.
Both sides. It has wood.
Yep. It goes through a channel.
So
How tall is this gate?
the only
So-
way you can really camouflage that is to have, if it's a 5-inch steel, you can have a 5.5-inch board in front of it, and then have 5.5-inch space if you want 50%. But with a narrow slat design, there's really no way to get it.
So right now the gate itself is 58 inches, so it's a little bit under 5 feet. As far as the pillars, I believe right now we have 27.5 inches, and you're proposing to reduce it to 24.
It's 24 and a half.
Right,
24 and a half by 24 and a half.
right now it's 27.5.
Oh, okay.
I think I don't,
Measured it.
yeah, I don't have the picture there
It's 24
submitted.
inches.
Right, I see the markup, but I have a picture with the tape measure on it, and it reads 27.5. I'm sorry, I didn't submit the picture with the tape measure, but, and as far as reducing the height of the pillar, once again, I believe you're proposing to remove the concrete cap on top, which is still there, so it hasn't been reduced, so,
Okay, so I can remove the concrete cap.
because it says 64 inches, but right now it's not 64 inches.
Okay.
What is it? What's the height now?
I believe it was 60. Let me just check my notes.
69, they reduced to
69 right
64.
now, right? So the width is 27.5 currently, not 24. I believe you're proposing,
24 inches.
It's not.
it's 27 now, I'm sorry.
Two of us saw that yesterday.
So, sir, you needed to come
Right
back
here.
with a plan to address what our concerns are, and you haven't done any of that as far as I can
Show this to the
tell.
board.
So here's a photograph measuring it, and it's 27 inches wide and
27.5.
27 inches deep. So you're not at 24 inches unless you're using a different kind of ruler.
We reduced the columns. We changed that, but
You what?
we reduced the width. That's the first time that we because we applied the first time and you guys didn't approve the permit. That's why we changed to 24 inches. We cut already, but now you say that we have to cut the cap. I can cut it, remove that. It's gonna be like 6 inches less.
It's going to look like.
This picture was taken yesterday, and they're 27 inches wide. So what? I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay. So yeah, because that's why I measured that, but it's 24 inches. That's what they said. Who built that? Because I paid for them to cut it.
No. Look, it's 27 inches.
Exactly 27.5, sir.
So I don't that because that's concrete.
I know
don't
it's
if
concrete,
we
but it's too
change
big.
that.
I think that's why we want to
Because,
discuss how to, and the
yeah.
gate right now, it's 69 and a half. So if you cut the cap, you will be at 64 as you're proposing on your little drawing there. But as of yesterday, the dimensions are still the same, not 24.
All right, so what I need to bring it
Is
down to
24,
24 inches
Well, I
and
think
remove the cap?
We want to discuss if the 24 would be a substantial.
Yeah, they're too
for
big,
us.
they're too wide, they're just too heavy for a very sort of nice neighborhood that doesn't have anything else like this in there.
But on the corner on Norfolk, 149 Norfolk, they have like even more big, I think like 32 inches columns. I see like they have like 6 columns in there. You know,
See that?
that's the same thing, concrete columns.
No,
I
it's
didn't
not that
see,
close.
yeah.
Well, we're concerned about your property today. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
we'll
you
send
know-
out the code enforcement to look at this Norfolk property, if that's what you're
Mm.
thinking. But you're going to have to come up with a plan to reduce the height of the gate. You're going to have to make the gate clearer to see through, and you're going to have to reduce the size and the height of the columns. And so that's not for us to tell you. You need to come back with a specific plan on how you're going to do this, and not arguing with us over 24 inches versus 27 inches.
Okay, all right. So I think I want to make drawings and see.
Okay, that would be terrific. Okay,
Okay,
Okay.
okay. So we're going to,
all right. Thank you.
you bet, thank you.
Thank you.
What is this, we just don't,
An incomplete.
so that this application will be deemed as incomplete, yes.
Yeah, you will receive the resolution, correct, from
A
Julie?
letter,
Yeah,
an incomplete letter. Well,
Sorry, unincomplete, heard it.
Julie, who's not here today, will send out an incomplete letter that gives you some of this, summarizes this information. And you can also watch this on LTV, which is, you can always rewind back to read, to listen to this again. But she'll be sending a letter. I don't know exactly when with the holiday weekend, but
Next week.
probably next week.
yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, still under fences, walls, gates, and berms. This is 4 Linda Lane in East Hampton, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-117-2-16.1. Alex, I see you in the audience. I'm going to just read my notes, and then we'll ask you to tell us anything I might have missed. So this is an application to reapprove a wooden farm-style driveway gate initially approved by the ARB in January of 2022. The property lies between 2 public roads, Linda Lane, which dead ends in the applicant's front yard, and Ocean Parkway, which runs along the backside of this 0.4 acre property. The gate is 4 feet tall, 8 feet wide, with open wood horizontal slots and hinged on a 6-foot post to the right. Applicant is also lowering metal posts and fencing along the Ocean Parkway rear property line to 6 feet. You can see those just to the right. This fencing consists of 120 feet of 4-foot-high stockade fencing with horizontal wire strands above so it measures 8 feet high in total. The upper wire strands will be removed, and the posts will need to be cut down. The metal post will also need to be cut down to 6 feet. The whole length of it. Anything I missed, Alex? Or?
No, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Okay, so any conversation on this discussion?
This seems really straightforward. This gate is not on the main road that you drive.
No, you don't take access.
Yeah.
That's strictly for lawn mowers, occasional landscapers. We access the property.
Is there traffic back there at all?
Initially, when we purchased the house, it was a dirt road.
Oh, okay.
Say Ocean Parkway, and with each subsequent house that's been built.
Yeah.
With each subsequent house that's been built, they were required to pave the road higher and higher. So traffic has definitely increased quite a bit. So we've taken steps to kind of mitigate the noise and separate the house as much as we can without it feeling, as if we're setting up big walls. So,
But this is it's not a through road, is it? It just serves the residents on that road?
Ocean Parkway, does it go through?
Ocean Parkway?
Yeah,
Yeah, there is through traffic to
Okay.
Diane Court and back there for people who are sort of taking a back way and trying to avoid 3 Mile Harbor Road.
I'm not saying this because I'm in any way opposed to this.
No,
very-
no, I
Very
understand.
reasonable gate. I just wanted to understand
Yeah, so
how
no,
visible it
Ocean
is to the
Parkway
public.
As I said, it's gotten incrementally busier and it is functioning now as a pass-through.
Okay.
People are avoiding Jonathan Drive and they're also avoiding 3 Mile Harbor Road.
Curse you, Waze.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's one of the roads that is, again, I'm not going to get my terms correct, but it's sort of in disrepair because apparently it was part of a subsidized development project many years ago. So the town is not responsible for maintenance of the road. I discussed this with Chip and he said one of the ways that it could be alleviated would be to get the homeowners. I wouldn't be considered one because my address is Linda Lane, not Ocean, but would be to get funds pooled together to maintain the road properly.
It's a public road, but it's maintained privately.
Yes, that's correct.
They don't plow it, they don't do anything
Yeah.
probably, yeah. Okay, there's a lot of roads like that in East
Yep.
Hampton.
But in any case, I don't see any problem with the gate as it is. It's perfectly rural and rustic.
No, It's a
and-
charming farm
Yeah,
gate.
I like it.
Okay, and I will, as
agree.
said in the application, I will also be reducing
Yep.
the metal post to 6 feet as opposed to 8 feet, which is what there are now. You can see I've tried to put bushes as well to separate our house from the road as best
Yeah.
we can,
So,
using native plants
yeah,
as
it's
well.
a nicely vegetated property. Okay, all in agreement? Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to approve this application as submitted. May I have a second?
Second.
Clara, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Alex.
much.
Thank you.
Moving on to agricultural overlays. This is Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-157-3-11.2. This is 157 Long Lane in East Hampton. And Diane, this is yours.
Okay. So this is a property, would you like to come up? This is a property that if you didn't know that there was a house there, you would never know. This is the north side or the other side of Long Lane where it is totally agricultural fields. Is it yours the only house?
On the left, at the end of Long Lane, yes.
At the end
There's
of-
only one going to Newtown Lane, a small house all the way.
all the way at the other end,
The other
but
end.
beyond the high school. So it's the only house. And it sits behind a 50-foot scenic easement, which is very densely planted. So you have no sense of this house. And it's a charming story, actually. They are requesting the closure of 2 expired ARBs from 1994 and 2004 pertaining to construction of a 2-car garage and a sunroom. Your dad passed this property on to you?
Yes, so
Yes.
my parents built the house in 1975, and then, as Diana mentioned, the 2 building permits they did, but mom died in 2016, dad died January 2025, and I just happened to learn by coming here that these 2 are outstanding. So it had not been surveyed since 1975, so we surveyed using the surveyor here, and now I'm here making sure we're dotting our i's and crossing our t's.
So, so they are seeking to update and regularize the status of these review board approvals, which I feel it's very easy for us to accommodate. This is the sunroom in question. And Will, there's a picture of the garage. It's all very tidy and tucked away. It's a very, very nice cottage. The only the thing that we do have to talk about, there is fronting the property on Long Lane, there is a 6-foot, totally dilapidated stockade fence, which they would like to replace the most damaged parts of it. And along with the fence, there is a black chain link 6-foot-high gate. Now, normally, on a main thoroughfare like this would be something that would not meet our approval. our standards. But this particular situation, I think it necessitates some consideration because it is surrounded by agricultural fields and animals of all kinds. You can see the fence and the gate there. As I stated to begin with, when you're driving on Long Lane, you have no sense that there is a house there. You just, it's like,
Yeah, I've never seen this.
yeah, you have
It used to be
no
all
sense that there's
potato
a house.
fields.
So although it's not part of the application, the question is
It's falling
the
apart.
replacing of the stockade fence at 6 feet and the maintaining of the gate.
How high is it?
Gate 6
The
feet.
gate's 6 feet too.
Well, I think if you were to go for an updated C of O on the property, the building department would flag those items and say, you have to come back to us. So you're doing this proactively, doing this, because they would note that, a 6-foot fence on the road is not as of right. In fact, you can get a permit for it. You do have to come before the ARB for that, and then get a building permit for it.
Is that to replace all of it or just like so it's really old, so there's starting to fall
I
off.
don't know how far back the rules about fences and gates go in the town. I can't answer that, but the current code is requires you to get ARB approval for anything over 4 feet in the front yard setback. And so we can grant approval for 6-foot structures like this if we see it's an appropriate situation and the circumstances are there, but that's something that we have to review. And something what I'm concerned about is that there's just the technicalities of this and how this is done administratively through do we have to grant extensions of time for the 2 things that were built, that were approved and were built, but never signed off for C of O?
They're not asking for an extension of time.
No, but they're asking for these.
They're asking for us to update and regularize the status of these approvals.
But regularizing the status means that they never came for a C of O request before the ARB to close them out. So, it's lapsed by quite a long time.
Yes.
So
Now,
I think it's a new application.
She's now looking to renew and close these records in accordance with the current requirements.
So it's not an extension of time, it's a new application.
I think Julie looked at it and the cost of an extension of time was prohibitive because so much time has passed.
Right.
So I think it's just a new application.
Gotcha.
Is this fence enclosing the entire property, this stockade fence?
No, it's just the front, and then the rest is just the wire that you see everywhere else.
The deer fence wire?
Yes. So it's just the front where it's falling apart because it's so old. For us, and we've seen this, is the deer, I don't know if you've ever gone down Long Lane, but at nighttime they come out, the deer come out, and they jump. And so we've had situations where unfortunately they speed down Long Lane where the deer end up getting hit, and they end up, if we don't close that metal, they die in our house area because they'll just crawl in here. So we've had to unfortunately pull out the dead deer.
No.
If it's not that they won't jump that height, but if we do leave that open, that does occur. So I understand the 4 feet versus 6 feet. We're not asking for today to replace the whole fence. It was me being proactive to say, I see it's falling apart and I don't want the house to look abandoned. So just to replace some of those, you can see right here, there's an opening, but if you come this way, it's old, it's falling apart.
Yeah.
So it was my husband and I just thinking proactively, can we add, replace one of the pieces of.
Right. Was the fence ever approved and the gate ever approved on the?
It was before,
Before the 75 or, yeah.
I don't know. I don't have any paperwork
Okay.
for it.
So it's not part of this application?
No, the application, I think.
Yeah. So you wanted us to give you a sense of how we might look at it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can't, I mean, you know, when I saw the gate and we can't ignore it. So,
So today, it's the greenhouse and the
Yeah.
two-car garage, but being
Well,
proactive.
I mean, I think it's an unusual circumstance. I think we would try and work with you to solve it.
yeah.
At some point, the building inspector is going to come and see it, and he's going to say it's a 6-foot-high fence with a 6-foot-high gate.
So then go, he's going to tell you, or she's going to tell you to go to to come to us for approval.
Right.
Then they can, if we approve it, then you can get a building permit for it. I just don't know how they're going to treat it,
Maybe Charlie.
knowing how old this whole.
So
this
could you
thing
come
is.
up and just look at this for a sec? This is an unusual situation. It's on Long Lane up from Iacona's farm. It's a cottage beyond built
On the north side, it's the only house.
on the field. It was built in the 70s. She inherited from her parents. We're fine approving what she's for us today, but she's asking, eventually she's going to need to replace the 6-foot-high stockade fence and this gate. It's not part of this application, but if she comes back to us, she's trying to get a sense of how we would look at it.
Just like any 6-foot-high gate or fence. Is it the gate or the fence or both?
It's both.
Both.
There's deer issues. I mean, people.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the only, it's the other side of Long Lane where there are no houses. It's all agricultural field, so it's just totally overrun with animals.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can, I think it's a 6-foot-high fence.
Yeah,
I mean, it's approvable. It doesn't mean necessarily the board has to approve it.
yeah.
If you feel that it meets the criteria and the neighborhood and all that,
Yeah, I think
and the look and everything. And
my feeling is that if you want to make an application, because you're going to eventually you're trying to do all this to get a C of O, right? To update of a C of O and have everything regularized on the property. Is that the overall intention of?
Yeah, those two that I didn't know existed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Want to
right.
close those out.
but this is going to come up at some point.
I mean, it's falling apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can,
So I think my concern would be just to make a presentation or an application to, for us to be able to consider approving this fence and this gate in a repaired condition. And then we can, go out, take pictures of the neighborhood, of the streetscape and understand better. Because right now we're looking out at the street from your property. It's really hard to gauge the context. And I didn't think of driving by there
But
because I didn't see this as part of the application before.
Right,
So
it's not, yeah.
But I think what being asked for in this application, I think is
yeah,
totally
it seems
approvable.
totally fine.
extremely
Totally
modest.
fine.
Thank you.
Claire and Peter, do you have any comments? No.
No.
I think we would try and work with you on the fence and the gate.
Yeah.
At a future date. Okay, but let's deal with what we were here tonight for.
Okay, so I would like to make a motion to accept this application as presented.
Second.
Chris seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so passed. Thank you very much.
Have a nice
you.
long weekend.
Very nice people.
So, still under agricultural overlay, this is 19 Fieldview Lane, a modification, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-159-1-18.7. This has been postponed by the applicant. Moving on to the next item. This is 132 Sayers Path in Waynescott. This is Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-197-4-15, and this is mine. Is someone here from the app? Oh, okay. So I'm going to say a few words, and then we'll ask you to come up and we'll discuss the situation. So this is an application to build a 600-square-foot barn on a 1.3-acre property at the north corner of Sayers Path and Osborne Farm Lane. Osborne Farm Lane is that development that goes out into the farm fields that we've looked at many times. The building will be 18 feet by 30 feet and at the ridge 22 feet tall. The barn will be used for agricultural purposes with a storage basement, a garage area, a main room with a wood-burning stove, a powder room, and an attic with a pull-down staircase. This is the site that it would be built on. The building will look like a small Victorian barn with iron gray hardy board shiplap siding and white AZAC trim. Roof will be standing seam metal. Windows will be 2/2 with multi-pane French doors to the outside. There will be 3 gooseneck exterior lights. We don't have tear sheets on the lights, and we will need them. I'd like the applicant to fill in anything I missed. Marta, would you like to come up and talk to us? Yes.
Good afternoon. Marta Corteza is my name. And you ask about the lighting?
Yeah, so I see the lights, but we're going to need the tear sheets, which are the specs for the
I
lights.
think we submitted it, actually. I know Julia was asking us to get it.
Yeah,
Maybe we can just resubmit it.
yeah. I mean, there's 3 of them, right? As far as I could tell.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
They're gooseneck, typical, farm.
Standard.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll resolve that with Julie.
All right.
So the wood-burning stove is just to warm the place in the winter, or?
It is, my husband and I are, from the farming families, and then we don't buy potatoes through the winter, basically. We're just growing everything, all of it. And we store it in the refrigerators, but we would like to have a basement. And then also we would like to make seedlings in the barn.
Yeah.
So when, in January, February, he's cutting the trees. So I think he needs that, to be there, but also to prepare for the seedlings, his trays.
Okay.
And so.
Okay.
I want one of these.
I know.
Oh, you do?
I want the farm.
My daughter's making fun that, we are Slavs, and they said, you can get Slavs you can get them out of the fields, but they find a way.
Yeah.
We really do.
Yeah.
We love farming. Yeah.
Well, so you're one of the last farmers left on Sayers Path. Any conversation by the board? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's a large lot. This will barely be seen. It backs onto what part of the housing on Osborne Farm is your back.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's in the back. There's very private. Behind is just the
property card
potato
show anything?
field.
Yeah, I went through it. It's fine. They also have there's an older house on the road, a more
Small
contemporary
cottage.
pool
Yeah,
house,
yeah.
and a garage that you've reworked a little bit. So it's I mean, relative to what's going on at Sayers Path, it's a very modest property.
I love being able to review agricultural structures in an ag overlay zone.
That look like agricultural structures, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have no concerns about it. I think you've done a very nice presentation.
So much, yeah.
Technically, we'll work with Julie on the light fixtures. I mean, everybody kind of knows what a gooseneck light, barn light fixture is like, but it's just a technicality for the record that we have to have them as
It's
part of
just
the record.
literally a picture of the light fixture with the dimensions, and it's dark sky compliant, which I'm sure it is, but I'll ask Julie.
And a warm white light color temperature.
Yes.
Yeah, the town code allows you to go up to what's called 3000 K color temperature. 2700 is a very warm light. 3000 starts to get a little cooler, and that's the max you can go. After that, things like some of these, I think it's probably in relation to people putting fluorescent lights outside and things. They're, too cold and harsh.
So you prefer 27?
There you go.
Okay, good.
That'll
what we do.
it feels more like an incandescent bulb,
We love
frankly.
the stars.
Yeah, there you go.
How the
Even better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to approve this application as submitted with the understanding that we will see if we have the light specs, and if we don't, we will ask you for them.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. May I have a
Second.
motion motion? I made the motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Diane, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So passed. Okay.
No, that was nice.
Still on Sayers Path. This is 8 Sayers Path, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-196-1-8.1. This is 8 Sayers Path in Waynescott. And Chris, this is yours.
Okay. And you're the applicant?
Yes.
Hi,
ma'am.
Jessica.
How are you?
Nice to see you back here. It's been a while,
Been a
couple
been a
years.
long road. I heard the new board is really nice, and
Wait and see.
I think even everyone in the office is thrilled.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's a tough road,
We remember
but
that.
Okay, well, let
Yeah.
me give a little quick introduction to the rest of the board, and then I'll ask you for some clarifications and see if I missed anything, and we can take it from there. This is an application for a new single-family home with an attached two-car garage, a pool, a hot tub, a pool house on a vacant property where a house used to be, but it burned down a long time ago, at 8 Sayers Path in Wainscott, which is just south of Route 27. The property is accessed from a shared drive. There's currently a home, I think it's number 14, with the driveway gate at the end of the fairly straight shared drive, and it has its detached garage facing the drive and closer to Sayers Path. So this property is 1.6 acres. It's in the ag overlay zone. The property to the north is vacant and part is designated as a recreation area, which I think has some future potential use. Right now, it's just wooded. There is a 50-foot conservation easement along Sayers Path on the property, as well as an easement for an access path to the recreation area. I think that was all part of a subdivision agreement in this area. To the west is a row of evergreens at the edge of the property, beyond which is a horse farm. In short, development on this property would be tough to see from Sayers Path through the trees, and could, and it can be glimpsed through the trees as you're driving on 27 through the woods, but it's really glimpses. It's not readily apparent. The proposed house is 6,922 square foot GFA, where the max allowed would be 8,770. So it's pretty reasonable size, not close to maxing out. Roof height's 31 feet above grade. Pool house elevation's just under 15 foot. It's a gable roofed house, 2 stories, with a large amount of glazing on the east and west elevations, smaller punched window openings on the north and south side elevations. On the applications, they're calling out the siding to be clear cedar horizontal siding with a 7.5-inch exposure. The roof is a standing seam metal that it looks gray in these renderings. I'll just ask if you could clarify that when we get through this. The windows are called out as Marvin Modern with black frames, and the renderings show that it's hard to see on the big screen, but the renderings show the house trim kind of as a dark brown, but some areas are labeled as black, like the black alpolic around the porch. So I might ask you to clarify that a little bit too in terms of the trim color. The plan shows exterior lighting, but we didn't receive any information about the light fixtures specs on that, so we'll need to see those. The application includes a pool, but there's no information on fencing or gates yet, so we'll want to be seeing those as part of an approval. It could be a modification or an addition to whatever we're doing tonight at a future date. The same is true for the driveway gate that is shown on the site survey, which is their site plan. There's a gate that's, I don't know the distance back from Sayers Path. It may be too far for typical review, but since this is an ag overlay, we'd be reviewing it anyway as a structure. It seems to be in a reasonable location. We just don't have any details on it. So if you are going to want to go through that, just present some measured drawings and some specs on the materials. So I don't know if I've missed anything. I think I'd if you go back to the renderings, Will, there's a view of the north side. Let's see. Let's just run through these. Yeah, that north side. There is I think that's a translucent wall. It looks like you can kind of see part of the house through that planar surface there. Just maybe if you can give us some information about that. There you can see a little bit of the dark brown trim on that covered porch with the roof deck above. And also I don't know if this was just your architect, but maybe you haven't just made the decision yet, but the garage door says to be spec'd by contractor, I think. So it seemed a little vague as to, the details on that garage door. So maybe it's a good time for you to kind of fill in some of the blanks on things. Oh, by the way, it's also stucco on the chimney. Did I miss things?
So, hold on 1 second. So, good evening, and thank you for reviewing my application. Our goal with this project has been to design a home that is grounded in East Hampton's vernacular architecture, simple gabled roof lines, natural materials, and a balanced form that reflects the local tradition of the neighborhood. The structure is broken into clear, symmetrical volumes to reduce any sense of bulk. The use of cedar siding and a matte metal roof was intentional, as both materials will weather naturally and sit quietly within the landscape. The muted, non-reflective finishes avoid any visual intrusion and are consistent with East Hampton's architectural character. The landscape will emphasize native plantings to screen the home from the road. The driveway and entry use natural textures like gravel and greenery to reinforce a rural feeling. Exterior lighting is a minimal, shielded, and dark sky compliant fixture, so the house will remain discreet after sunset. In sum, our intent is to create a residence that is restrained, respectful, and harmonious with East Hampton's vernacular. I hope I will remember every single question you had. What I did is to help. I was inspired by a home in Bridgehampton. So just to provide you with this, you asked a question about the roof. So it's a silver standing seam roof.
Okay.
The trim basically in the rendering is showing as brown, but that's really the sunlight reflecting on it. Because when you have sunlight during the day, it actually on a home that I built kind of turns brown, kind of just blends in.
But is
natural.
the actual color of the trim
It's
is?
called black, but when it's
That's fine. Yeah.
in the sunlight, it kind of reflects as a brown color.
But in our records of any action we're taking tonight, we would list it as black.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And this, if you guys want to pass this around, this is actually the home that I was inspired by.
In Bridgehampton.
Yeah, in Bridgehampton.
Okay.
So, if you'd like to ask it.
Sure.
Of course, I could submit and put that in.
No, it's not your house, so it's fine. It's just an idea.
Just for you guys.
Sure.
I spoke to Julie today, my architect, last week. I've presented to many boards, but I've never presented with the architect. So I'm gonna do the best I can.
This is the house in Bridgehampton.
The other question you asked is about the elevation that is on the side of the garage. So, this volume is a kitchen, and I felt to have enough cabinet space. I wanted to have that elevation blank because it's really going to be covered by cabinetry.
That's fine.
Shall you desire?
No, I was just asking about it because it looked almost like you could see through on the right-hand side there. Is that, maybe that's just part of the computer leftover, but is that, I just wasn't sure if that was a solid wall with interior behind it.
This is the kitchen, this would be the hallway.
Okay.
At the end of the hallway, we have the window to bring natural light in. This is the mudroom entrance. It's some parks. Walk in. This garage, I could look it up. One of the other questions that you asked me about is which I don't have with me, but it's a visual comfort light, very minimal. You notice the light is facing downward, so it's not like, some of the sconces are sometimes, a glass with the light protruding out. I was very conscientious to keep within the dark sky.
Right.
And I have it pointing down just for a measure of safety, so at night, people can not fall down the steps.
The other aspect of lighting code for the town is also that, that the fixture, the bulbs not be visible from off the property. So as long as that's up in, that's a big help. So, we may be able to work with you in terms of the way we did with the last person. If you can get Julie a tear sheet, we could,
This was actually submitted.
Oh, wow.
Tear sheet.
It wasn't in my, we're all paperless now, so everything is on file. I go through the files, sheet by sheet, and I didn't see it there. So, but maybe there's just confusion, and we'll sort that out.
I don't know if it didn't upload properly or maybe possibly you missed it, but I can hand this in and edit
We can
the file tonight when I get home.
I'm sure we can work with you on that.
So this is the north side.
Floating,
Yeah.
yes, that floating roof.
That's an umbrella up there
Oh, it's an umbrella.
on a roof deck over the.
No, I mean, this is just a silly, that's not happening.
Oh, but it could. I mean, once you have an upstairs deck, nobody's preventing you from putting an umbrella up there. It's not an architectural feature.
It would blow away in a second.
That's not happening. I just maybe missed that word. That would be a decorative furnishing thing, but I know that wouldn't be something that would happen.
I don't think we have any purview over furnishings anyway, so.
If you go and swap, can we swap for a moment to the rear elevation so I can explain this?
So Jessica, that one was the facade facing 27, right? So
Yes.
there's very little light being emitted. It's kind of a blank wall facing 27.
That's why I
Your
was
kitchen
that's why I
cabinets.
was that's why I was questioning the.
Totally covered. And
Yeah.
I just felt like, what's the point in spending the money on more windows? Like,
That's why I was questioning the garage door, because it looked almost like a kind of clopay glass panel door, and I couldn't tell.
it's actually clopay, the
Okay.
garage.
What's Clopay?
It's a brand that they do glass
Doors.
glass doors for garages. So,
It's not going to be clear also. It's going to have that, that.
Frosted.
frosted, right?
You won't see any light. It will be just very muted. If you go to the rear elevation, for 1 minute, you see this barbecue. So I felt if someone was cooking, that it would be kind of annoying to be in the sun. So this is a bedroom off the second floor, the master. A guest bedroom or a child's bedroom, whatever we decide. And I felt that this would be great. These are the doors coming out of these are the windows in the kitchen area. This are the sliding doors to exit the kitchen. And this is going to be a whole outdoor dining area. So I just extended this for the purpose of having, the barbecue area covered if someone's cooking.
So it's like a pavilion.
Yeah. Well,
It's attached to the porch though, right?
it's a typical decking off the second floor. And I just extended it a little. I didn't dye it with the bedroom because I think it's very difficult when you're eating to have sun beat on you. So I just extended it to cover it.
It's a covered porch for the first floor, but instead of a sloped roof on the second floor, it's a deck. It's a flat roof deck. Okay, with glass railings.
And when you're on the garage view, I'll just hold that for 1 second. You're gonna see this part, but this view is very low. It's like if I was parked in a car, I might not see, but when you're actually a little further back, which possibly, you can see this second floor, but we're within the height restrictions, we're within the sky plane exposure. And, so light fixture, garage is okay.
And when you say it's a gray metal, a dull gray metal, three materials come to mind. One is aluminum, another is lead coat copper, another is zinc. Those are kind of your natural gray finish options. There's galvanized too, but that would rust. And I probably
We're using a metal roof by Berridge, and it's the color called City Scrapes Silver.
Okay, so it's probably a painted steel. Okay. That's, if you could send that information, it's basically a gray, right? A dull gray. If you could send that information.
Even less than gray, it's kind of just a light silver color, and this brand is kind of used in all.
Berridge is pretty standard, yeah.
Yeah.
If you could send the information to maybe again, it's an upload issue, but if you could send that information to Julie so that it's part of the record, that would be a help.
The light cut sheet, the roof cut sheet.
Yep, and the garage door.
Okay.
But I mean, other than that, I think this is a very restrained elevation facing 27 that you'll get glimpses of. There's a lot of glass facing east and west. You know, the north and south to me are more kind of, you know, in keeping with what your narrative was saying about being in keeping with the traditional East Hampton rural farmhouse feel. But, you know, this is a modern house and people live in very different ways than people lived in farmhouses. And I think if this were facing directly into a prominent open view, we recently reviewed a house that was kind of called the front door to East Hampton, the first house you're going to see as you come into the town of East Hampton. This is not that. This is deeply in behind trees, and I think, you know, I think our view of it might want to be tempered by the circumstances. So, you know, my personal taste might be, you know, for less glazing on that east and west. There's certainly going to be a lot of sun, you know, coming in there in the morning and then in the afternoon, but that's, you know, you've got a nice cover on the first floor so all that glazing on the first floor isn't even really very visible because it's deeply underneath that overhang. So,
We'll
you know,
also have solar shades as well.
Yeah. You know,
Use the glass because it will be kind of like a frosted.
I'd just like to hear what, you know, the rest of the board thinks, and we can.
Well, we've looked at this for how many years, and the house has gotten better and smaller, which is sort of our goal. So I think this is a very nice submission that fits the location with some respect to the past and sort of, you know, current living standards. So I think I'm fine with it. Clara?
Yeah, I don't think I have any comments. Just one, I guess, question about the landscape lighting. I don't know if you guys proposing any landscape lighting. I couldn't see anything on the plan, but I'm assuming that the house would have something. Just maybe to submit the specs with the.
I think along the pathway coming out of the front door, you know, there's those straight with you know, that it kind of looks
Path
like an
lights.
upside
Yeah.
down L.
Yep.
So again, the bulb is facing down.
It sounds like you've really got a very clear idea of all the specs and things. We just need to make sure that
We need a tear sheet on that.
you know those things are.
Lighting too?
Yeah, those things just they become part of the record, and then it's like, you know, it's a very easy thing. You'll see it.
Right here to.
Yeah, it's very standard.
No, that's no problems at all.
I haven't really done a design of the landscape lighting, which could be done at a later time with your approval.
Why don't you think about gates? Pool gate. You're gonna need a pool gate and pool fencing for the pool area, and
I think every door gets an alarm.
right. But still, there's a way from your front yard and from the street to, you know, unless you're fencing the whole yard, the whole property, there's going to be at some point where you're going to have to get through a fence, unless you're only going through the house. But I'm just saying in general, since this is an agricultural overlay, fences and gates become part of the review, and the driveway gate would become part of the view. So for us, it's not a problem at all if you want to come back with kind of a second round package, because it's very normal that not every single decision like that is made early on. We see this a lot. So totally okay. Give some thought to whether that driveway gate's going to be there. And if so, what it looks like, what the fencing would be connecting up to it. Because, there might not be much point in the driveway gate if there's no fencing off the property. So that's a whole landscape design that usually comes later as you get going. So,
Yeah, I think we divided.
that's fine. That's fine to come back with us and just ask for modification with, that kind of supplemental information. That's all.
So just to answer your question, because I have, some experience with this, I would of course, every door that's going to the back will have a pool line.
Mm-hmm.
And although we have not finalized the landscape design, I would most likely propose that obviously this is going to have a staircase, right? So that's going to go up. And there'll just be a simple all the way across, I would say vertical pole, black aluminum to kind of match what's going on the columns all the way across. And the gate, if you look at those pictures, are basically.
We can't do this.
Oh, okay.
We can't do this.
We're not going to approve it anyway, but it sounds all reasonable. So,
But you've done the major structural stuff. Now some of these details, which you probably haven't gotten to yet. So if you want to divide this into two chunks, this chunk and then the later chunk, which is the gates, the lighting, the fencing, that's a very easy way to do it. But it's going to be all very specific, and it all has to be in the file and sort of defined in the file. So we're happy to chop it up if you want to chop it up.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right? As Chris said, yeah.
I think this is. I wasn't on the board for some of the earlier iterations, but to me, this seems like a very reasonable application. And
I'd like to say I've been on the board through through your many appearances here. And it's very interesting to see how you have learned the language and adapted it to your project. And yeah, it's the house has a different attitude, and so do you. It's good.
Okay, so where do we stand with Peter? And
Yeah, no, I think it looks great.
so,
Okay.
Chris, where do we stand with this?
I would like to make a motion to approve the application as submitted, with a note that the applicant will come back to the board with further details about lighting and landscape features.
And garage door.
And the garage door.
Anything else? Lighting, garage door. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You'll also, in Julie's letter to you, you'll get she may reach out to you, or you may be able to work out the uploading issues with the as you said, the light fixture may have already been in there, and the roof color submission may already be in there, but if you can work that out, she's going to need those before issuing a resolution. But
Tonight.
there you go. So I'd like to make a motion to approve this application as submitted with those notes for further clarification.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck to you.
It's been a long road. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Good.
It's like deliverance for you.
Oh, feels so good. Thank you so much. Do I leave the pictures with you guys?
You can have them back because it's not your house, so I don't want it in the file. Get mixed up. And Julie's off today, so this will probably be a next week thing with the holiday.
Well, this is a beautiful end to the summer. Thank you, guys.
You bet.
I really appreciate
All
it.
right, good luck.
Last on our agenda, certificates of occupancy. This is a modification. This is the Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-189-5-5, 386 Further Lane in East Hampton. Chris, this is yours.
Okay, it's a request for a C of O inspection application for a new single-family dwelling, the pool and a small pool house near the end of a long shared drive off the south of Further Lane in Amagansett. This was Frank's project to be presenting, but he's away. Project was approved by the board with an original resolution dated September 15th, 2023, and then modifications were approved in June of 2024. The modifications shrunk the main house from 9,496 square feet to 9,175. And the two-story library structure, the wing was reduced to a single story with a change of the roof form. So that was pretty recently. Actually, I mean, all of this is very recent. They must have broken ground the day they got their approval and cruised right through. So the existing perimeter fencing was kept. So that there's really nothing, no part of that in the application. There are new cedar pool gates with attached pool fencing at each side of the house. Light fixtures appear to be slightly different from the original application, but they look very appropriate and are dark sky compliant. Path lights and wall sconces. There was no driveway gate was ever approved, and none is built. So we're not looking at the driveway gate. So you want to just, this is the pool house and the pool looking back at the house. There's the library, one-story gable roof there on the left. The rest of the house looks like it was built exactly like it was drawn. Let's keep going through. Let's sort of make it a slideshow. That's from when you first get to the property. It's nicely landscaped, well groomed, and everything. Very, very neat. The house is kind of these two-story pavilions with glass connectors. Yeah, it's a very modern, clean-lined house, but with traditional cedar and then metal windows and doors. Let's keep going through. Let's see. Just keep going. Again, looking back from the house at the pool house, this is all as per the plans. Keep going. I'm trying to see where we have a picture of a wall sconce. That's the closer up of that one-story library space. The house in general, the overlook of the let's see.
Your pictures or their pictures?
Yeah, my pictures.
You took a lot of pictures.
Yeah, that's a big house to walk around. I think there you can see some of these light fixtures on the sconces. Maybe you can zoom in on that a little bit. Well, they're just simple cones. I think what was approved was a cylinder, so these have a little bit more fanciful character, but clearly dark sky compliant, and you won't see the bulbs anywhere. I wasn't there at night to see the color temperature, but I mean, the path lights are similar. They're kind of these whimsical wire, bent metal posts with a little cone on them facing down. Very simple. Let's keep going on that. So everything is, it's a very, built with care in accordance with, that's the existing fencing that was remaining. Built with care and conforming to the resolution and the modification. So unless anybody else has anything to say, I would make a motion to instruct staff to notify the building department that this applicant has satisfied the conditions and substantially conforms to the ARB approval of the resolution dated September 15th, 2023, and as modified June 27th, 2024, and a C of O can be issued.
Right.
Second?
Second.
Clara, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed. That concludes our meeting. I'd like to make a motion to close our meeting. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. Thank you very much, LTV.
Okay. Well, that was easy.